What is up, everybody? The Unknown King here. I know I haven't been uploading, and the last upload was the DBL2k Season 2 video. Well, that video was the last video of that series. Main reason is because, well, the only guys that are actually known on that team are the players I've made, which is Dustin Frazier, Clarence McCoy Sr., etc. Now I have changed it, and as you see, we have some very unique teams out here. Fantasy, if you might say. We have made the dream team, the redeem team. Some teams are consideredly unique in a way. So we're gonna go over the rosters, and I'm not playing the first game in this video, but in the next video, which will be uploaded on the same day as this recording, will be against an all-time team. We have all-time teams. We have historic teams with some boost, because obviously, as you see, there's a whole bunch of 99s and a lot of Jordans, LeBrons, Hakeem. That K Thompson's not Clay. So obviously, let's first start off with the Olympic 1992 Dream Team with Jordan, Bird, David Robertson, Karl Malone, Scottie Pippen. Well, if you want to know, well, what about Charles Barkley? Well, I didn't make him. I downloaded a fairly good player build. Like, he plays roughly around the same play style as Charles Barkley. He was a great defender. I think the rebounding should have been a little bit better, but I've never really watched Barkley, so I don't know truly. The three-pointer should also been pretty worse, because he was never a good shooter. He shot a lot, he was never good at him. But as you see, we got the dream team out here, and then Jacob Burke is just a filler player. Level 40 literally does nothing. So the next team we got is honestly, it says Team USA. I just didn't want to use the same logo as this, so we went with the modern Team USA logo and all that. But we got LeBron, Kobe, Kidd, Bosh, Paul, Wade, Carmelo, Howard, Darren Williams, Michael Redd, Carl Boozer, and Tayshaun Prince. Yet again, I downloaded a face scan for this guy, and he's pretty good. Not realistic, but pretty good. And I did boost up their overalls. Like, Tayshaun's initially a 77, which is fairly accurate. He was never an 80 plus, really, in any 2K game he was in. He's an 85 now. Same with Boozer. Like, some of these guys got boosted a lot, just so the games are more entertaining, which I'm excited about. We got the Space Jam Toon Squad, and this is composed of players, obviously the two main faces, LeBron and Jordan. I did it backwards. But as you see, I boosted Anthony Davis to a 99. But you got the Goon Squad guys, AD, Dame, Clay, and the other two you couldn't have because they're WNBA players, and you can't put WNBA players alongside the NBA guys, which is unreasonable, but I wish you could change that. We got Bird, who did appear in the first Space Jam. He was golfing with Jordan before he ultimately went to Looney Tune land. Plus, if I'm wrong, I will delete him from this team. That's just from my memory. I watched Space Jam maybe a total of 15 times over the course of 18 years. We got Barkley again. We also got Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, Muggsy, and Sean Bradley. I always thought this guy was supposed to be Rich Smits for the weirdest reason. I thought it was Rich Smits, not Bradley, but I was wrong. We got the all-time Bulls. It's literally the current all-time Bulls, just way more juiced up. Like, D-Rose is a 97, Jimmy's a 92, 95. But, like, for instance, like, Joakim Noah was never 94. But I boosted him up so these games were more intense in a way. We obviously have the Bronx Snipers, probably filled up with some of the best shooters in their respective positions. Dirk, Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, who, yet again, as you see, I downloaded someone's. But yeah, got Clay, Cat, Ray Allen. Ray Allen should be higher, but I didn't want to make him that overpowered. But as you see, we have like Arvydas Sabonis, who, yes, was never an elite three-point shooter, but people considered him the best three-point shooter in center before Cat came around. Joe Harris, Redick, Mike Miller, Brian Scalabrine, got to have him in. Steve Novak and Damian Jones. Like, these guys, some of them may not be the greatest, like, for instance, Mike Miller, but typically a lot of these guys' play styles revolved around shooting threes. In fact, a lot of them are. And I threw Miller in mainly because he can kind of create a little bit of a shot. Not the greatest at it, but a lot of them are shooters. Hopefully that game should just be them shooting threes. We got the 2015-16 not Warriors, Cavs. As you see, 86 and 83s pretty much off the bench. Boosted them up to be a competitive team to play against. But we got the main big three: LeBron, Kyrie, Love, Tristan, and Channing Frye. And we have the Louisville Badgers. If you do not know what this team might be, it's mostly teams filled with guys who had suffered injuries, where injuries kind of derailed their career or made their careers not as good. T-Mac could have been probably the greatest scorer of all time if he never suffered the many injuries that he did. Dominique, if you don't know, he ruptured his Achilles. He's one of the only two players to, well, one of two players to do this or suffer an injury at that level and came back in some shade of an all-star. KD's the second one, but he's not on this team because he's still as good. not on the same level, but is still good. D Rose, we should all know Derrick Rose's knees. Grant Hill, pretty much kind of same issue with T-Mac. He suffered too many injuries. Boogie, he went from one of the best centers in the NBA to a role player within 4 years from each other. Yao Ming, he played 9 years and was a Hall of Famer. Is one of, I think T-Mac is T-Mac a Hall of Famer? I don't know, but Yao Ming is a Hall of Famer. He played 9 years, or I guess 7 in this case. But he suffered a lot of foot injuries, which led to him retiring a lot sooner. We have B-Roy. He's like T-Mac. He was a great scorer, suffered too many injuries. Greg Oden, a guy who pretty much never could have stayed healthy to be on a team. We got John Isaac, who, if you don't know, he's been out for the last 2 years since the bubble. And obviously he's better than he should normally be. MPJ, he has multiple back surgeries. He was said that he was initially a number 1 pick in this year with Zion and all them, which is 2K 2019, 2K 2018. He was said to be the number 1 pick. He went 15th, 14th. He was initially the top of the lottery to the bottom of the lottery, and that's really it on that team. We got next team, Seattle Supersonics, composed of players of my favorite players. Seattle Supersonics was a team I always kind of liked. They never won anything. Well, my favorite team is the Rockets, but I didn't want to put the Rockets with Curry on it. Didn't feel comfortable, so I wanted a team that's not in the NBA anymore. Seattle Supersonics. And that's Hakeem. Obviously, it shows you who's my favorite players of all time. A lot of shooting guards. Obviously, Jalen Green's my favorite player nowadays. We got some Hall of Famers, some legends, 1 power forward, 2 centers, and a lot of, what's his name? Jacob Burke. We got the St. Louis Spirits, right? Is it Spirits? Yeah, Spirits. If you could just look at the team and kind of think of a team. I'll give you 2 seconds. It's a team of people who'd never won a ring. And yes, you could put Harden, Damian Lillard, Westbrook, but you can say that for everyone. Jason Tatum could be on this team. I went with guys who have already retired and cannot attain a ring through play. I might be wrong. Some of these guys might have won a ring as a coach, if there are any coaches here, but these are pretty much guys I think of. Allen Iverson, Stockton and Malone, who never got to beat Jordan. T-Mac. People say he has a title with the Spurs. I'm on the fence on either or. He was on that Spurs championship team, but he might have not been on that team. And plus, the game says he doesn't have a title. And this is from the all-time one, just a little bit more juiced. All-time Magic. We got Nash, Price. Nash might be the only guy to have potentially will win an NBA championship title, but not as a player, as a coach. But I don't know. Barkley, Dominique. As you see, like, Dominique is way different from this one than the injury one, if you realize. See, 97 to a 95. There's some difference there. Penny, Reggie Miller, never really won a ring, unless I'm wrong. Next team, we got the Honolulu Tropics. These are composed of Finals MVP. I did this because someone who typically was never allowed to be on this team because of 2 players. Well, now he's on it. Curry. If you want to know the 2 players, it's KD and Iggy. But you got Magic. You got Paul Pierce, who won it for that Celtics run. The original big 3. Kawhi Leonard, a 2-time Finals MVP. Shaq, 3-time. Because Wade won it. KD, obviously he won it twice, back-to-back. LeBron, he's a 4-time, or was it? Are you a 4-time Finals MVP or did AD steal it from you? No, you're a 4-time. Won it all. Yeah, obviously Curry recently. Hakeem when the Rockets won the 2 titles. Giannis 2020. MJ. Do I need to pick out one of the 6 Bulls rings? 1996. 1980, totally. Yep. Obviously, Tim Duncan, earlier days. We have Dirk in 2011, because it was the first year against LeBron. LeBron Stanton, Miami. Don't get. That was a joke on Jordan, the 1980 stuff. We have Seattle Metros composed of guys who recently got drafted, so that's why they're super high overalls. But we got the number 1 pick, Paulo Banchero. Obviously, not the real face cannon like my team. I'm also on console, so I don't have the PC mods. But we have Chet Holmgren, Jabari Smith Jr. We obviously have Keegan Murray, Jalen Ivey, Shannon Sharp, Jalen Duren, Mark Williams, Dason Daniels, and a lot of Jacob Burks. I didn't know what point guard I wanted to put, if a Ty Washington, but then it would look biased because I'm a Rockets guy. I'm always a big fan of Houston now. Well, since when I really took basketball more serious. We have my team, the Outlaws. This time around, we got, well, obviously, Clarence McCoy Sr. is still on this team. He will always be part of my teams. But we got Eli, a 6'7" point guard who can shoot the lights out but not really defend. I don't know why it says an A-. He's not a good defender. Quentin Murray, who's just Ben Simmons, but 3 inches shorter. We have Eddie Harris, who's Eddie Harris. Christian White, they pretty much play the same kind of style. They can either create a shot or just stand in the 3 and look pretty. Damian Lopez, Cameron Smith Jr., they're kind of our two-way enforcers on both sides. We have Clarence McCoy, Ellis Banks, 2 dominant power forwards on either end, but McCoy should not be as great of a defender, but he can defend. And we got Khalil and Scotty Harrison, and a lot of Jacob Burks at the 5. We got Team Jordan, composed of guys who have signed with the Jordan brand, at least that from my acknowledgement, shoe brands. We got obviously MJ, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Blake Griffin, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Zion Williamson, Bradley Beal, Bam Adebayo, and Rui Hachimura. And obviously I juiced up their overalls because Rui's not an 88 in the game. But you don't want to see a 77 Rui trying to shoot it against like a 98 or 99 Khalil Thompson. That's just boring. But we got Team Nikes next. We got LeBron, Kobe, KD, D-Rob, who had a shoe. That's why he's here. Tim Duncan, same case. He has a shoe. Giannis, PG, Vince Carter, Kyrie, and Alonzo Mourning. And Ben Simmons. We got obviously the Las Vegas Jacks, composed of more of my guys like Dustin Frazier, who you've seen in the DBL 2.0 or 1.0. 1.0, he was a rookie, not actually on the team right away. Terrence Stedman, Cade McCoy, the brother of Clarence. I'll just let you skim by White Sniper, or the White Sniper, Kevin Spencer. We got Park Brothers, PJ Madison. That's the Jacks. We got the all-time Lakers. I don't need to explain. It's all-time Lakers. We got the 2015-16 Warriors, the team that lost to LeBron, blew the 3-1 finals lead. And as you see, their team is stacked, like overall-wise. Like Kevon Looney's an 86. In real life, he's a 79, 80 maybe after the finals. Then we got the all-time Warriors, and that's pretty much the DBL 3.0. We're playing only one season, but I will restart it after, and we'll change some teams around, maybe adjust some things. But this might be the last series of the DBL for 2K22, and the DBL 2 or version 2 will show up in 2K23. Yeah. If anything, I might continue do the season 2 with those faker guys, but I don't know. That's really up to you guys. But this is now the new team. Obviously, as you see, we're going to be facing off against the all-time Bulls with D. Rose, Jordan, Pippen, Bob Love, and Otis Gilmore. Because Bob Love is like an 88 in the game. That's why now he's a 95. Jimmy's a 97 coming off their bench. And yes, on paper, you guys might say, well, your team's stacked as well, plus you made them. They're all fantasized. Well, all my guys are slightly more exaggerated versions of a player. Khalil's based off AD, but more exaggerated. McCoy is based off Carmelo, but taller, pretty much, and well, more exaggerated. Ellis Banks, Giannis. Eli Hampton, Curry, but taller. Christian White is based off Clay. Same thing what goes for Eddie Harris. No, Eddie Harris is based off Eddie Jones. Damian Lopez, Paul George, Quentin Murray, Ben Simmons, like I said. Scotty Harrison, he's based off D12. Cam Smith, he's kind of based off LeBron, but more Pippen. And that's really it. Jacob Burks, he's based off Jordan himself. Yep, Jordan. But that's pretty much it. There's a lot of trucks moving out in the back, either water trucks or trash trucks, because it is trash day on this time of recording. Obviously, we got the Bulls, and I don't think I'm going to be doing like a review on the team we're playing against. I might do a little trailer of each before each game or each video. So like, you know how like the game shows a little short teaser on what they think of the game is. That's what I might be doing. Hope you enjoy, and yeah, if you're brand new, if you like where this is going, subscribe or like. But yeah, that's it.